Louis Daniel Armstrong, August 4, 1901 to July 6, 1971, nicknamed Satchmo, Satch, and Pops, was an American trumpeter and vocalist. He was among the most influential figures in jazz. His career spanned 5 decades and several eras in the history of jazz. Armstrong received numerous accolades, including the Grammy Award for Best Male Vocal Performance for Hello, Dolly! In 1965, as well as a posthumous win for the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1972. His influence crossed musical genres, with inductions into the Downbeat Jazz Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame, among others. Armstrong was born and raised in New Orleans. Coming to prominence in the 1920s as an inventive trumpet and cornet player, he was a foundational influence in jazz, shifting the focus of the music from collective improvisation to solo performance. Around 1922, Armstrong followed his mentor, Joe King Oliver, to Chicago to play in Oliver's Creole Jazz Band. Armstrong earned a reputation at cutting contests, and his fame reached band leader Fletcher Henderson. Armstrong moved to New York City, where he became a featured and musically influential band soloist and recording artist. By the 1950s, Armstrong was an international musical icon, appearing regularly in radio and television broadcasts and on film. Apart from his music, he was also beloved as an entertainer, often joking with the audience and keeping a joyful public image at all times. Armstrong's best-known songs include What a Wonderful World, La Vie en Rose, Hello, Dolly!, On the Sunny Side of the Street, Dream a Little Dream of Me, When You're Smiling, and When the Saints Go Marching In. He collaborated with Ella Fitzgerald, producing 3 records together, Ella and Louis, 1956, Ella and Louis Again, 1957, and Porgy and Bess, 1959. He also appeared in films such as A Rhapsody in Black and Blue, 1932, Cabin in the Sky, 1943, High Society, 1956, Paris Blues, 1961, A Man Called Adam, 1966, and Hello, Dolly! 1969. With his instantly recognizable, rich, gravelly voice, Armstrong was also an influential singer and skillful improviser. He was also skilled at scat singing. By the end of Armstrong's life, his influence had spread to popular music. He was one of the first popular African American entertainers to cross over to wide popularity with white and international audiences. Armstrong rarely publicly discussed racial issues, sometimes to the dismay of fellow Black Americans, but took a well-publicized stand for desegregation in the Little Rock crisis. He could access the upper echelons of American society at a time when this was difficult for Black men. Armstrong is believed to have been born in New Orleans on August 4, 1901, but the date has been heavily debated. Armstrong himself often claimed he was born on July 4, 1900. His parents were Mary Estelle Mayan Albert and William Armstrong. Mary Albert was from Bout. In 1950, Bing Crosby, the most successful vocalist of the first half of the 20th century, said, "He is the beginning and the end of music in America." Duke Ellington, Downbeat magazine in 1971, said, "If anybody was a master, it was Louis Armstrong. He was and will continue to be the embodiment of jazz." Though Armstrong is widely recognized as a pioneer of scat singing, Ethel Waters and others preceded his scatting on record in the 1920s, according to Gary Giddens and others. According to literary critic Harold Bloom, the 2 great American contributions to the world's art, in the end, are Walt Whitman and, after him, Armstrong in jazz. If I had to choose between the 2, ultimately, I wouldn't. I would say that the genius of this nation at its best is indeed Walt Whitman and Louis Armstrong. In 2023, Rolling Stone ranked Armstrong at number 39 on their list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. In 1991, an asteroid was named 9179 Satchmo in Armstrong's honor. In the summer of 2001, in commemoration of the centennial of his birth, New Orleans' main airport was renamed Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. The entrance to the airport's former terminal building houses a statue depicting Armstrong playing his cornet. In 2002, the Louis Armstrong's Hot 5 and Hot 7 recordings, 1925 to 1928, were preserved in the United States National Recording Registry, a registry of recordings selected yearly by the National Recording Preservation Board for preservation in the National Recording Registry of the Library of Congress. The U.S. Open tennis tournament's former main stadium was named Louis Armstrong Stadium in honor of Armstrong, who had lived a few blocks from the site. Congo Square was a common gathering place for blacks in New Orleans for dancing and performing music. The park where Congo Square is located was later renamed Louis Armstrong Park. Dedicated in April 1980, the park includes a 12-foot, 3.7 m statue of Armstrong, trumpet in hand. A Wonderful World, a musical based on his life story, had its world premiere run at Miami New Drama from December 4, 2021, to January 16, 2021, after mounting previews beginning March 5, 2020 and canceling opening night, March 14, due to COVID concerns. Mirroring Armstrong's musical journey, the show stars James Monroe Iglehart and makes pre-Broadway stops in New Orleans on October 1 to 8, 2023, and Chicago on October 11 to 29, 2023. The new musical charts the rise of Armstrong from the perspective of his 4 wives. It is conceived by Drama Desk Award winner and Tony Award nominee Christopher Renshaw and novelist Andrew Delaplane, and directed by Renshaw. A Wonderful World features an original book by Orrin Squire. The show will debut on Broadway in 2024. The house where Armstrong lived for almost 28 years was declared a National Historic Landmark and opened to the public for guided tours in 2003. The Louis Armstrong House Museum, at 34 to 56 107th Street B.